What's up, everybody? It's your boy Terrence. We are back with another episode. I got the homies Tamara, Rissa, and Levi. What's up, y'all?
What's good? What's good?
Hey,
Hey.
I completely forgot who they were for a second, but I couldn't say
get
their
it,
names.
get it all
Y'all
the way
But
forgive mine.
together. Get it all the way together, please. All right.
no, but what's up, y'all? We're talking about music today and what has been influential to us. Um, Definitely for me, music has been the source of like so much joy for me in my life. It has brought me, like, honestly, whenever I'm going through something like really serious, I'm having a really good time, it helps me with my moods. Honestly, I can go through and listen to just about any type of music and it helps me through certain situations. The most influential music for me has always been gospel. Like, I grew up on gospel, listening to my mom driving down the road. We were listening to gospel, old school Mahalia Jackson, Richard Smallwood, Kurt Carr, so many different our artists involved. Gospel music has been a very big part of my life and something that I just have always loved. But also from that, I've also become a big fan of like R&B music. Who didn't grow up listening to R&B? For me, R&B really started in the early 90s, me listening to it like with going to school and hearing outside of my mom and being around my mom and dad and what they were listening to. My dad was always jazz, but my mom was always listening to gospel music. But then when I got to a certain age, it was me being able to hear outside of what my parents were listening to. And so I would hear like all different types of artists, like Brandy or um, uh, SWV, so many different types of artists in the R&B genre, Genuine, um, Keith Sweat, all those people they had songs that were out here that were influential and made impact on my life. It's been it's been so good to just have music be a part of my life. Um, Let me
With
get to a certain.
can I
Go
can
ahead,
I
bro.
say something real quick? With
Yeah.
Genuine and Keith Sweat, what songs hit you the most with those two?
For Genuine, honestly, the album he had with the album So Anxious was really a good album. I'm sorry, I liked it. And Keith Sweat, who doesn't like a good "I Wanna Need You"? I don't know the words, but um,
Oh wow.
Go.
Wow. Oh my god.
who can lay your body
Oh my
down?
god.
I'm sorry, that was a good song.
Mhm.
Nobody, baby. Now that's what you get for trying to put me. You didn't think I was gonna be able.
Listen,
You didn't think I
like
was gonna be
singing that
able
song.
to say. We did it. We did it. But there
Mm.
were so many. There were so many influential songs back in because those songs came out when I was in middle school.
Wow.
A
Oh,
lot of
I was
those
in
songs
middle school.
came out when I was in middle school. So,
Yeah.
um, but they were very influential. Like, I remember a lot of the songs we would hear on the bus on the rides going home, and you just be sitting in the bus sometimes. For me, I wasn't a popular kid. So a lot of times I spent a lot of my time just sitting on the bus, just listening to music as we were driving back, and it would be what it was. But it'd be good music. In my area, a lot of times we would hear what's that song? It came out. It was a faster song. Our high school band played it.
What was
It
it?
was called I can't think of the name of it. Doom doom. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name. I'm not going to dwell on it. But it was a lot of influential songs that came out in the time. So for me, the genres that have been the most influential were gospel, R&B, especially neo soul. Give me a good music, Soul Child, some Jill Scott. India, when Jill Scott came out with her first album,
Who is
mm,
Jill Scott?
who is Jill Scott?
Period.
Man, the tones and the musicianship and the movement and that song, that CD was on a replay so much. Freaking India Ari Music Soul Child's first when he released Love.
Oh, I love me some India.
Love. Oh my gosh, like it was so many good songs. So
Yeah.
like just tell me what for you guys have been the most influential genres of music. For me, I can listen to anything, but also those three would probably I would say rap to hip hop has been the most influential in my life. But I do listen to other things. But who would? Do you want to go first, Levi? Go right ahead.
For me, it would be rap, gospel, and like you, R&B, neo soul type music. I think the first ever CD that I own, I don't know what my mom was thinking, but she got me the clean version, was Ludacris "Disturbing the Peace." That was my first CD that my mom actually bought me before like Lil Bow Wow or anybody like that as well. So that was a good time. Introduction into like, not really introduction, but that was the first time like I could say, hey, I got ownership of a rap album, and that was cool. Put it in my CD player with the Jank song. Yeah, it was a good time. As far as like neo soul, so my parents at that point in time like heavy into neo soul, heavy into Jill Scott, India Arie, who were some of the other people they would listen to? I don't think she doesn't sing, but like Foxy Brown, those type of collabs and things of that nature. Just really good black empowerment.
Oh,
Erykah Badu as well.
Yeah.
Dwell, that's I love Dwell as well. And at that point in time, I was in middle school at the time, but Usher, he came out with Confession.
Oh, yeah.
And that was huge.
It was
a gospel, as far as gospel wise, like, I would like I like gospel rap. My favorite gospel rapper is The Truth.
Okay.
Ty Tribbett, those type of people. Go ahead. You don't like Ty Tribbett?
I'm not a big gospel rapper. I don't like gospel rap. I don't know why.
Okay, so I definitely understand, because the earlier portions of it was very, very cheesy. I felt like The Truth was the first person to come around, and his music wasn't as cheesy as what you have heard before. Now, gospel rap is really, really like prominent. A lot of people listen to it, even people who are not saved. So
I gotta give it some more chances, because I really haven't listened to it like that.
Yeah. But that's it for me. But what about you, Tim?
Oh, Rissa, you want to go first?
No.
Okay. So, growing up, like the 80s, I'm very big on the 80s. That was something I think that shaped and molded my interests and my likes of what I listen to now. So,
so true.
The old school R&B. I'm a very old soul. So like the 80s, the old school R&B, Teddy, Luther,
yes.
it's Gerald Levert. It's so many that I can name, right?
Yeah.
That is what I grew up listening to. And now it has shaped me to listen to like, neo soul. That is my top favorite. That's what I do. That's who I am through and throughout. That's who I am, neo soul. And rap, rap, and of course gospel. Like I feel like gospel also had a big play into what R&B is. I mean, let's
Yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
real, you think about the old school songs. Like I'm talking about back in the day old school songs. How they like did their music and how they sounded. It's like gospel, but you just add sex to it. You add love making to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like gospel. And then, like I can say this with music, it really does it's a big part of me. You know what I'm saying? I have a real deep connection with music. And when Michael Jackson passed, we know how great of a legend he was. We know how great of he was just a great musician, a great singer. Like Michael was that dude. And I listened to even some of his songs, like the Earth song, Bad, gospel. Through, if you really listen to him, that dude
especially
was
Bad. Yes.
It was gospel. Like really listen to how he sounded. That it was gospel. You know what I'm saying? So like Drew Hill, like I'm very, very like, I guess old school you can say. But now, you know, I don't get with the new hip hop artists like the little babies and the little Dirks and the little this and the little no thank you. I don't like the way it sounds, and you're not talking about anything to me. Now, J. Cole, he will always be a lover of mine all the time because he
Okay.
talks about real things. You know what I'm saying? Even Future, like I can always tell when Future is on the track. Wait.
Future.
No.
Nah,
Wait.
bro, you just
No,
contradicted
listen.
yourself.
I'm not talking about what he's talking about. I'm talking about Future as a composer, as a producer. Future is all of that and some. I can always tell when Future has his spin on a track. I can always tell. I'd be like, okay, yep, that's Future. I can hear him. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Kendrick Lamar, you know, things of that. So, but I really though, like, I think the old school R&B, old school 80s is what is in my heart the most because they were talking about real things to me, that like real life situations about true love, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like from there things have warped into like, you know, now hip hop is not just like the hardcore rap. There's, you know, there's Drake who sings and raps. There's, you know, a lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying? What they call like some rappers are mumbles. You know, they call it the mumbling or whatever like that.
God, the mumble
I think
rap is
the mumble
so played
rapping.
out.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the music itself, it's like water. It forms in so many different ways. You feel me? Like I love all genres. Now, one thing I have got into country, but yeah, but like the like Bonnie Raitt, like that type of country. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so
because she was talking about
I
some
love
things,
music.
honey.
She was a side chick and she knew it. That's what she spoke about.
Yeah,
like,
she did.
I know you're not gonna love me in the morning. I know this. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of music that song and Tank actually did a rendition of it. Man.
Yes, he did.
You know,
yes,
that
he
like
did. Yes.
he did.
Yeah.
So
what about you, Rissa? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Summer.
oh no, he did not.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you was finished.
I wasn't. But anywho. But music, music is a powerful tool. You know what I'm saying? And just going back to the biblical sense of it, you know, the fallen
very
angel,
true.
He was the musician in heaven. You feel me?
Very
So
true.
it's a lot that we can get into with music, but yeah, go ahead.
I have to agree with all of y'all. I think that growing up, I think it's more so I'm gonna have to say like old school R&B, like Luther Vandross. That's my mom played that all day long. So like getting up Saturday morning, that's all I heard was old school R&B. The Commodores, the OJs, Minnie Riperton, M Tune, like all of those
Minnie.
Patti LaBelle and Aretha and like all of these, like that was my foundation. It truly was. My daddy actually introduced me into hip hop side, so which I appreciated because like my dad was the one who actually introduced me to Bone Thugs. So I was like,
that was my first album.
My dad was from New York. Yep. Yes. Like he was the one who brought in that, and that's another reason why I love Ludacris so much. We used to listen to his albums together. Like Luda's always gonna be my boo, but like I love, of course, gospel, but I did not come to appreciate that until I was more so like I don't know, like young adulthood is when I really began to appreciate gospel. I did not grow up listening to it, so of course that's just a given. But like I think my first cassette thing, like in a Walkman, I had, of course, was Michael Jackson. I had all of his little like his cassette albums in my Walkman. That's what I listened to. It was him and Brandy, I think it was, that I remember very vividly. So like, of course, Michael, I mean, you can't, it's Michael Jackson. You cannot refute who he was.
It's Mike. It's Mike.
MJ.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like like Tamara said, like even just growing up, I remember her and I used to clean the kitchen listening to music together on speakerphone.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a huge part of my life as well. And just different things have different memories and different times, of course, in your life. And I mean, it's awesome. I can listen to all genres too. Like I got my my back in the day when I was unflavored. You know, I'm a sucker for a boy band. Love some and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
So I mean, I listen to a
Oh,
lot
AJ
of
was
God.
off of that.
Okay.
AJ
All
can
right.
sing. AJ can sing.
Yes.
Shoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So I mean,
He
like, you know what I'm
can.
saying? I love yeah, and
Listen.
honestly, Backstreet
No, but
Boys
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, Backstreet Boys was like I feel like they don't get a lot of play, but they was singing about some things. Like they were really
No, they did. The Backstreet.
Yeah. So like I
Maybe
mean,
not so
them,
much in our community.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much in our community, but yeah, the Backstreet Boys, they still, I think, get tour. But yeah, so I don't know. For me, when it comes to those influences, like there'll be times where do y'all listen to records like over and over again? Like
Yeah,
you
for
just,
sure.
even if you're not feeling a certain way, it's just certain songs just make you feel, you know, give you comfort or make you feel like, I don't know, just cool, not so much cool, but just good. Like I can listen to now Yeba. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
Smith? Is her last
You're
name Smith?
welcome. You're welcome. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew about Yeba
You
before
a lie. You a lie.
Negro.
I
I'm
introduced
not.
you to Yeba, and you introduced me to Robert Glasper. So don't go there.
I knew about Yeba from her Instagram days, so don't try it.
No,
But I definitely introduced you. I definitely got you here to Robert Glasper.
Tamara knew. I would have to say.
Okay, well, I don't know her before that.
Yeah, Tamara.
I knew her when she was doing.
Tamara did get me on a couple people, but I got Tamara on a couple people too.
Whatever.
So don't act like
I knew
Moonchild. Yeah, Moonchild.
Yeah, you did.
Moonchild, baby.
You did.
That's right.
You did. But I knew Yeba back when she was doing old YouTube videos. Like old.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. One thing, let me say this. One thing I love is when I follow somebody like Yeba, like I knew her back when she was doing like old YouTube videos, and also Lennox. What's her name?
Oh, yeah, Ari Lennox, yeah.
Ari Lennox. I knew like when she was doing covers back in the day, and to see them come up, I'd be like, yes, I was rocking with you from when you was, you know, making YouTube covers. Beginning. Like I love seeing that. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but go ahead. I just wanted to say that. But yeah.
Like who like for Levi, like who's some of the rappers that you've been following since they were smaller or younger? Like
smaller or younger?
Yeah, like who got really big. Like did you follow anyone like that who were lesser, like Tamara was saying, who are lesser known and now have become
probably? I mean, well, they're well known now, but definitely Lil Wayne. My dad is from New Orleans, so
really?
Yeah, my dad's from New Orleans, so I was listening to things like Master P, Birdman. You know, those people. I was listening to them very, very early on.
Oh, true.
So I got to hear Wayne, and then my other individual. My other individual would be, he's not popular anymore now, okay? But I want to say this, okay? Soulja Boy, all right? First of all, okay, I want to give Soulja Boy some of his flowers because I believe, and I've said this time and time again, that YouTube owes Soulja Boy a monthly check. Okay,
people say that. Yeah, I've heard that.
YouTube was a place that you would go and watch animals fight each other.
Yeah.
Until Soulja Boy put his YouTube video on there, and YouTube totally exploded into what we see today. So that was definitely somebody who crossed over for me, and Young Jeezy. He's one of my favorite rappers as well. So from the ATL.
Young Jeezy, huh? Okay.
Yeah, Thug, the mixtapes, and then what people really know him from is Thug Motivation 101. That totally had my high school going crazy. I had Snowman shirt on it, even though it represent Coke.
You talking about in P-Town?
Yeah.
Your P-Town high school?
Hold on, don't do that. Don't do that.
You're not a P-Town native,
nigga. It doesn't. Sorry, it don't matter. I've been here for almost 20 years
You
now.
got no
Like
P.
counting.
You rap the other P. That's the other P town you from. You ain't no P town native.
Whatever.
Yeah, those are my people
Whatever.
that I looked up or I followed very early on.
Ooh, oh, okay, cool. Like honestly, it's been a for me, music takes its own like type of mindset where whenever I'm feeling like again, like it's just been so many times where I can go and listen to Yeba. Like I'll go back to Yeba because it's not too many people that their voice just literally hits like something like it's like almost angelic to me. I love Yeba. Like just thinking about her now, her
You're
voice,
welcome.
it literally makes me tear up sometimes listening to her. Like
You're
she has
welcome.
such a beautiful voice to me. Oh, Tamara, please.
What's your comfort song though? Like when you're in a down mood, who's the artist that you'll go or
You
a
know,
song
it
that you'll go listen to?
changes for me, honestly. Like
Yeah, I can see that.
because it changed. Like my music. Like I was just thinking because I was thinking about this. I was like, who is my favorite song? But I get tired of songs. I think it's
Okay.
because I listen to them over and over when I really feeling them. Now sometimes I can go back to a song and it's like, oh, I remember how this song. You know, I remember, but I don't relate to songs like when certain things are going wrong as far as oh the only song I will say that does that for me is End of the Road by Boyz II Men. My grandmother passed when Boyz II Men released that song and it literally was like the exact same time. Like every time I was like, yo, and it's not even about people passing. It's about a breakup. You know?
Right.
But I always attribute it to people dying now. Like I just attribute it to that song, to that because it was so like every time I would hear, I would cry.
I think
Oh,
music also has
It can
like
have more than one meaning.
it does, and it has a definition of the person you link it to. Like Donnie McClurkin will always be my number one go-to gospel wise if I need to feel a certain way because I link it to my mother. You feel me?
Right.
So I
Mhm.
feel like certain songs and certain artists, if your loved one that may be gone or you just love that person a lot, if they liked it and it does something to you, like it makes you feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
it
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
1000%. Just for me, like the only time I ever did that was for my grandma. But other than that, it's not too often I will say that certain songs will link up with unless that person who I like my not my last girlfriend but an older girlfriend of mine, we had like a favorite song, but that was the only thing. But other than that, I don't really link music with people.
I
That if
do all the
I
time.
like so like for like give examples of is it a reason, it's just specific situations that happened, or is
Yes.
it okay,
So
yeah.
let me.
Tamara, can you
Okay.
answer
So
this for me right quick? Hold on, one sec.
Don't do this.
What song do you link to to Terrence?
who me? Who me?
Yes.
I don't have a song that I link to Terrence. But
I
I
really
will
I
say
don't.
this. I will say this. So there was this. This was when I was working like a Jamaican. I had like 4 jobs, and I worked at this government contract center overnight, right? And I was a cleaner. So there was this dude. Levi actually knows him because I had him stalk his page for me. But anyway, there was this dude, and
Or did.
there was a liking, right? There was an interest between me and him or whatever. Cool, whatever. And so I will never forget, he was like, do you know Daniel Caesar? And I was like,
Oh yeah,
a
Daniel Caesar.
little
Yeah,
bit. I was like, yeah, a little bit. He was like, because a lot of people don't rock with him because of how he looks, but he's a really good artist. And I was like, well, tell me what song you love. And it was a famous Daniel Caesar song. Um, and I just and that's one of my favorite songs. And every time I listen to it, I think of him. Like, and it's not even in a way of like,
but
it
it makes sense
reminds me of
though.
him. But right, you feel me? Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like situations like that. So
Got you. Okay.
it's yeah.
Do you have one like that, Rissa?
Mm, not off the top of my head, but I know that I have before.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact I have, but I can't think of the song. actually.
Yeah, it's the only one is probably for me it was Angel of Mine and I can't think of his name. I don't know. Now, Music Soul Child Love is playing in my head, so I can't. I hate when I'm trying to think of a song and another song starts playing, and I cannot think of the other song. But "Angel of Mine" by Monica was a song that me and an old flame used to like rock to, and then it was "Say What, Say What, Say What." Ooh, but who's the artist? It's not that song.
Donnell Jones.
Yeah,
Donnell Jones. What's that other song that he's famous for?
Where I Wanna Be.
Where I Wanna Be. That was the song. That was our song. It was crazy, but because that would when should have left my baby girl a message. That was the joint, but
it was a good song.
That was
that meaning when you really think about it, like
when you think about it, it's like I gotta figure out where I want to be before I can.
Bye.
At the end, he came back. He was like, "I'm sorry, baby. I just had to figure some things out real quick." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Levi, did you have one that you relate to like that? One for Jazzy.
So for me and Jazz, it's a Chris Brown song. It says, I think it's called "Crawl" or something like that. So we'll crawl until we stand again, and something like that. She picked that thing out. The other one for me, when my down times, is always Dwayne Woods' "Let Go and Let God." And then when I'm hustling and I'm trying to make some dollars, it's always going to be "Money on My Mind" by Lil Wayne.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
that is not for everybody.
Going to say your song, Tamara. Your song?
Yes.
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 Every day I'm It's crazy. I knew as soon as your hands went up, I knew what song you was thinking about.
See, me and Rissa, like she knows my style because we would always be in the car listening to music all the time.
And then of course, remember that was also when Cat Williams came out with
his
stand up. Remember?
Yes.
He was like flipping burgers to the.
Yes.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Rick Ross, boy.
It's good to have these moments where we can listen back to music and have those things. I'm just glad that for one thing, you know, I hate to say it, but I'm just really glad that I can hear music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a privilege. You know, not everyone has that, and so I'm very thankful that I can hear music. And I've grown up in music. My mom's a singer. My dad's a musician. I was in the band for forever. And it's just been a part of my life for so long that I just love music. And I'm glad that we all have a similar, we have a similar taste in music. Would you guys listen to like rock and roll at all a little bit? Like, I will say, 100%. A little bit, yeah. The Beautiful People, I'm sorry. Some people be getting on me. I don't really like Marilyn Manson too much, but Beautiful People is a really good song. Like, now that's one song. Like, if I'm tired and I'm driving down the road and I need to, I drive home a lot to Virginia from New York.
You a lie? No, you don't.
Oh,
Tamara, don't do that. I drive. I used to before COVID. I used to drive home from Virginia.
That was 5 years ago.
Okay, I've been here for 10 years. I used to drive home.
Boy, what?
I used to drive home a lot. I don't do it as much now because I don't drive like I used to. Anyway, this is off subject, but I used to listen to Beautiful People a lot coming home. It's something about that driving me. I get so hyped listening to that song.
Or even people like Phil Collins. I like listening to Phil Collins.
He's my baby.
Yeah.
That's my baby.
Yeah, see, that's another thing with music too, because y'all know my husband is huge music fan.
Oh yeah.
And he was the only child, so his range of music is extremely wide. So
it's good to have that.
Yeah. So
it's good to have that.
Yeah.
Because isn't Phil Collins? That's the Disney guy, right? Who did all the Disney music, or is that someone else?
He did
for Tarzan, for Tarzan.
He did, Lion King too. He did
those songs, them Tarzan songs.
Remember, he collabed with Bone Thugs and Harmony as well. Well, Bone Thugs and Harmony took one of his songs. It was fire.
What song did he do in Lion King?
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it was just him.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
two
him.
versions of that. That's right. He did do the second one.
You can also hear one of his songs on it's either Sunday night or Monday Night Football as well.
Mhm.
The only
Chris
reason why
Stapleton
Tarzan
does
did
it.
good is because he was on the soundtrack. Okay.
I mean, Tarzan was a good movie too,
It
but
was
you're
a good
right.
movie, don't get me wrong, but Phil made it.
He did
Like,
2 worlds, 1 family. Like that's my joy. I love that movie. I mean, I love the
Yeah,
song.
like, he did. He really did.
One artist I do want to shout out is Tracy Chapman. I don't feel like she ever got her just due for Fast Car. It's one of my favorite songs. I just love listening to her.
For what?
Fast Car. Tracy Chapman, you got to go back and listen to it. You probably really like it. It's borderline country a little bit, but it's a black woman and she's talking about her her relationship with her man. But
well, I hope she sees this, Levi.
Yeah.
Oh, she does. Y'all know who was an R&B artist who really didn't get her flowers? I feel. Y'all know who Teacher Moses is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I know that name, but
and her album Complex Simplicity was really good. And she didn't really blow up the way that she should have.
Yeah, a lot of people. Vivian Green didn't blow up the way she should have. A lot of people didn't.
She definitely should have. Vivian Green was great.
Yeah, she was. I listened to her song. What you was it? It was a cover for I can't think of the name of the old song, but I heard that song recently. What you did to me this morning. I can't think of it. I don't know the words. So anyway, but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. We are at time now. We're gonna thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We're gonna have some more topics, some more videos out for you guys soon. If you have not hit that follow button, hit that follow button. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and you guys have a great day. Take care, and we'll see you here next time on the Roundup. Peace.
Bye, guys.